So one of the ways I enjoy being creative is cartooning. I started out cartooning pretty much when I was in elementary school. And when I was in elementary school, I wasn't like the very best artist in school. The very best artist in school was Robert Rappanet, right? He was so good because he could draw like any dinosaur in the world, right? And he would draw the details, and he would like jump off the page, right? Could never draw as good as Robert Rappanet. You know, but what I found out, no, it's true. But I found out if I just kept on plugging away, you know, I could draw some cartoons in my own style, in my own way, that worked for me. And just draw 3 simple things. You can be a cartoonist. So now we have a challenge here. So let's figure out how we can draw something, how can we make anything out of this, right? Let me show you some of the books that I've drawn. I had a lot of fun drawing some books. This is the book that I finally came up with. And what happened is Gail and Kendra, you know, went to the spelling bee, and we thought she should be studying and practicing her spelling, but not Kendra. No, not at all. She was like bouncing up and down the bed. She was like going up and down, up and down. Just hearing about it, I got dizzy, right? Kendra was actually practicing her spelling as she was doing this, and they came up with a little story, a little poem. And they taught Gail how to publish her, and the publisher said, we should use that, we should make a children's book out of that. But then I had to make a story out of this piece of writing. How do you begin to draw a book? It's kind of, you have to make characters, right? What I did is I visited Kendra's family and I took a look at what the family looked like. Unfortunately for me, it was like a really good-looking family. You know, the first page of this book. I'm going to stand up for this, right? So the first page of this book starts out, I like exploring in my yard, watching the bees, gathering nectar, working so hard. My dog chases bunnies, birds, and squirrels. My brother and I sword fight and whirl. Is I took pictures of the backyard, right? So here's this is like reality. So I'll show you an example. So if you look at this and if you look at this, you can kind of see reality versus, how I interpreted it. Did anybody know that before there was a bear, there was a pig that invaded Thousand Oaks, Teal Boulevard? This is true. This is so true. And the story of the pig is, in this book, The Big Squirrel, is based on this story. Is what happened is this man brought his prize pig. This pig was like a child to this man and woman, and they brought this prize pig to Miss Gale's classroom, and then the guy got sick and said, I have to leave, but would you please take care of my pig, right? It sounds like a phony story. This is a real story. So anyway, so Miss Gale has this, it wasn't like this little cute pot-bellied pig that somebody has. This was like a big pig. This pig probably way more than Miss Gale, right? So anyway, and this pig was in a harness, and the pig had an attitude that day, right? And the pig escaped, and it was actually running down Teal Boulevard. Okay, first we're going to draw a boring, bad caterpillar. You don't even have to draw this caterpillar. Just kind of watch, and you can kind of moan. It's not going to be like the best caterpillar that you ever saw, right? If you start out with a circle, don't draw this, and you draw another circle, and you draw another circle, and you draw another circle, and you can get bored and you stop doing circles. It could be an ice cream cone without too much work, but I'm just going to put a flat line there because I told you to shape some lines, or and a few dots, right? Okay, and if we gave them a few antennae, right? And if we gave them a smile, and if we gave them 2 eyes, and if we gave them little arms. Okay, we have kind of a. What we have right now is actually, to be honest, is a caterpillar that wants to be a snowman. If you just give a little bit of a curve to your work, because in real life, people are they're sitting kind of curved, they're not exactly up and down perpendicular. Does anybody here know what perspective is? Okay, put your hands out like this, right? Now put your hands together. Okay, is everybody a witness here? Are those hands about the same size? Okay, and you can see they line up, they're about the same size, okay? Now, I want you to put one hand forward and one hand back, right? Okay, and so everybody can see them. Now, true or not, does one hand look bigger than the other hand? Okay, so all perspective means is that things that are farther look smaller. But you have to have a big word for it or it wouldn't sound important, right? Thank you very much. So, if you just draw a big circle, it doesn't have to be an exactly perfect circle, but just draw a big old circle. There you go. Now, we're going to draw another circle, right? But to draw the second circle, we're going to draw it a little bit smaller, but we're not going to draw it like right on top of each other like a bad snowman. We're going to drop it so it overlaps a little bit. So I'm going to draw a little bit smaller circle. See, like that. Okay. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make even a little smaller circle. Yeah. And now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go smaller yet. And I'm going to go smaller yet. And then I'm going to put a little line down here. Because the caterpillar doesn't fly. It's got to put its little stuff on something. Okay, so now we're going to draw some bigger lines. Right? I'm going to we're going to put a little cap on this guy, and we're going to put it off to the side. And we're going to draw just a half circle like that. We need pupils, so let's just draw some of those. That's good. And we need a mouth. And then some arms, right? And I'm not going to get these are kind of arms and legs. Another thing you can do is just to add a little bit of interest is if you have like a pencil or you know, you can just go in and you can kind of shade things. And I don't know if I can shade very well from here. But the secret of shading is just, you know, you start kind of dark and you just kind of lighten up. And you don't have to color in everything. You just kind of color in a little bit. And I don't know if I can draw it this way. There you go. And you can give them a little bit of, you can shade a little bit. And the trick when you're drawing cartoons is you don't have to draw it perfectly. Just a little bit. So can you see the difference? And so the things that we did to make this caterpillar look a little bit better than this other one is we did overlapping and we made things kind of in a curve a little bit, not so rigid, not so straight. The little lines that I drew are just to kind of indicate that the pig is going really fast or it's kind of sliding by, right? The pig is a little bit harder to draw, so kind of wish me luck on this one, okay? Pretty much anybody can draw an oval, right? So that'll be the pig's nose, right? And then I told you if you can draw a dot, right? That's another thing you did. So let's draw a dot here and a dot there. Those are not eyes. But we're gonna make this dot a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. So now what are we gonna do? This thing got nose into more like a snout like that, right? We're going to draw this bit from the nose out here. I'm going to draw another circle. Kind of coming in here and draw a circle. You notice how I overlap the nose? And that kind of makes it look like it's popping out. It looks like it's not so flat. But you have to give pigs expression because, you know, you have this, especially this pig. This pig is a big attitude pig, right? Just give this pig like some nice attitude eyebrows. And if you want to get like really fancy, you can even draw a line there. Then I'm going to draw. That's a nice pig. Go share. Okay. And this pig is kind of like sliding down. So I'm just going to draw a little circle, and then I'm going to draw some little pig legs. And they're coming out like this. So I drew lines coming out this way and kind of coming out this way. And now Shanna asked a technical artistic question. She said that my pig is missing something. Now how important is a tail to a pig? I think she has a point. So what we can draw, now technically, I could probably kind of stretch the argument and say that the pig is behind, the tail's behind the pig. But for humor's sake and for exaggeration's sake, and because I'm a cartoonist and I get away with it, we'll go ahead and draw a twin tail. There. Thank you. you all for being here. It really means a lot to me, and I appreciate your attendance and your interest. Thank you.